Hello, friends. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to yet another episode of Tea Talk with Owen. It's a new week, it's a new day, and it's a great opportunity for us to learn something new. Please let us know in the chat box where are you watching this episode from. A warm hello to everybody. Now, today's episode, I'm going to share something very personal. It's about certain books that I have read that has been with me for a long time and continues to be with me even today. And I would just like to share these two books in this episode called Two Must Read Books. So grab a cup of tea or coffee or whatever drink that suits you and relax as we talk about books that have impacted my life and books that could have probably impacted your life. So let's get started. So, at the start, let me ask you a question out here. Which book are you reading now? Which book are you reading now? And which books have impacted your life the most? Feel free, just write down those books that have impacted your life thus far. And if at all you are reading any book in the present. Now, you and I know that mostly all of us read something. We either read a newspaper in the morning, or we read a magazine, or we would read some sort of a novel, a crime fiction novel. Now, students may read textbooks, teachers always refer to textbooks. So, we are reading something or the other at some point of time. Now, my question to you here is, which of those readings stay with you or attract you more than others? I'm sure most of the things that we read, we do not remember over a period of time. But there are certain things, I'm sure there are certain things, there are certain books that just fly out of those pages and then remain with you, teaching you something or giving you something new that you have never learned before, and they continue to impact and influence your life going forward. So just let me go to the chat and just check if there is something. Okay, Himanshu says good evening to everybody, welcome. Oh, Peter Bordash says Dale Carnegie, How to Make Friends and Influence People, everyone should read it. Thank you, fantastic. Anybody else, please feel free. So what am I trying to tell you is that, have you ever noticed that while reading a book we get attracted to what we are actually looking for, subconsciously or consciously, in that period of time? Now, let me give you an example out here. Now, if you are a fashion designer and you happen to read a magazine or some sort of an article somewhere, now, as the moment you see something concerning what you are looking for, what you have done in the past, what would inspire you get attracted and you focus a little bit more. Now, if you are a medical practitioner, I'm sure among all the other articles that you read, if there is something concerning, say, virus, infection, new medical technology, revolution in medical science, I'm sure you're going to be attracted by those articles. So, so in my case, as a teacher, when I read something, I'm looking out for something on a particular topic, wherein which I would like to share it with my students in the upcoming class. So, what am I trying to say is that you are naturally attracted, consciously or subconsciously, to the things that are more or less similar to what you are looking for. Hey, hi Neville, nice to see you. Presently, he's reading How to Lead a Happy Life. Neville, please do share. And friends, going down this series of episodes, I have a plan to invite a few guests that I know from all the parts of the world, okay, to share on certain topics that would basically, extend our knowledge and understanding, not only from my perspective, from perspectives of people in different stages of life, in different parts of the world, in different cultures. So I'm looking forward to that. Wonderful. Neville says, presently I am reading Radical Forgiveness by Colin Tipping. Wonderful. So suddenly we come to know that we get attracted to things that are more or less similar to what we are looking for, to what we are feeling. And that makes a lot of sense, which finally brings me to the topic of the law of attraction. Now, most of you know the law of attraction, but let me define this for you from my understanding. What is the law of attraction? Simply put, it is a philosophy, it is a belief system suggesting that positive thoughts bring positive results into a person's life. I repeat, it's a philosophy or a belief system that talks about that if you have positive thoughts, it is going to convert itself into positive results. And if you have negative thoughts or if you're carrying negativity, it will showcase in negative outcomes. Hi, Edwin. Nice to see you. I hope the weather in Canada is good. So, of course, this concept is very attractive to the eyes because it offers a sense of control. Who wouldn't want to be healthy? Who wouldn't want to be happy? But the question is this belief based on science and evidence? Or is it a figment of imagination? Or is it some pseudoscience? And most importantly, does this concept of the law of attraction align with our personal values? Does it align with our principles? Does it align with scriptures, with certain books that are considered to be religious and holy? Or is it based solely on humanistic or new age teachings? Now, friend, let me be very, very honest out here, friends. I am not a teacher of new age beliefs. But one thing I know for sure with the experience and the life that I have led is that your mind, I repeat, your mind plays a vital role in the science behind the law of attraction. And for me, personally, if you bring faith alongside it, I repeat, if you bring faith alongside it or factor your personal faith inside the law of attraction, it will surely manifest, and suddenly you will find out that things are looking better. Now, I mentioned this word faith. Now, the definition of faith, according to me, is faith is the substance of things hoped for. I repeat, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Now, where does hope lie? Can you see it? You can only feel it and hold it in your mind. And where is the mind? Many of us confuse the mind with the brain. No, the brain is a substance, something in reality that is inside your skull. But the mind is a mental activity. So don't get confused between the mind and the brain. So, as I said, faith is the substance of things hoped for. What are you feeling for? What are you thinking about? What is in your mind that you want to? What is it that you want to be, do, and have? So let's get a little bit further in. Peter says, planning to read Sadhguru's inner engineering. So I want here to emphasize on the fact that our mind is the center of divine creation. It's extremely powerful. Everything, friends, everything that has ever been created was created in the mind before manifesting itself in the physical form. Now, right now, I'm seated on my office table and I'm showing you this pen, if you can see. It was first conceived in the mind of the person who wanted to bring out something that could write at the same time, looking good with a combination of colors. It was in his mind. And then suddenly it manifested itself in physical form. So the law of attraction basically checks it. What are you feeling? What are you thinking? And of course, whatever you focus on expands. Whatever you feed will grow. Neville says, I did attend the inner engineering online course. Has it made a difference? Very limited, he says. To each his own. So, here you have to understand that the mind is never in a vacuum state. There is always something. Mind will always be filled with either positive or negative thoughts. And it is the choice that you exercise whether to fill it with good things, whether you fill it with bad things, whether you fill it with anything that you feel is good or not good for you at that point of time. So I'm going to share certain things here, and of course, I'm going to show you those books that have impacted me a lot. And also, you need to understand, friends, that our thoughts have energy. Our thoughts become things. So you have to understand that what I'm trying to talk about is not anything new. In fact, Mahatma Gandhi once said, a man is a product of his thoughts. The book Think and Grow Rich talks about thinking first before growing rich. James Allen, in his book, talks about a man is what he is, thinking all day long. Buddha, for that matter, says, what you think, you become. Wow. What you feel, you attract. And what you imagine, you create. And Jesus Christ in the Bible, in Mark 11:24 says, therefore, I tell you, whatsoever or whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it and it will be yours. Now, me and my wife faced a very difficult period in our lives, especially during the birth of our second daughter, Victoria. I'm sharing this with you because the law of attraction with faith brought these things alive for us. So, Victoria, during the pregnancy of Victoria, Sonia had huge complications, and I'm not going into the detail of these things. Please look forward to my forthcoming book, Navigating Difficult Times. The entire story is captured out here. And I remember every time we visited a doctor, we only had bad news. In fact, certain doctors even advised us to go in for abortion. Says, believe me, trust, we know what we are talking about. And every time we walked out of the doctor's office, I had a look at my wife, and this is what she said: all will be well. I was wondering what she's talking about. All will be well. Over the period of time, over the period of this pregnancy, we only had bad news from the medical world. We only had bad news from the doctors. Now, I'm not saying that the doctors were bad or whatever it is. They told us what they saw. But Sonia was thinking and feeling something different. She had a perfect picture of Victoria being born. Even when I'm speaking, I'm basically having goosebumps. I remember my wife saying is that all will be well, and she had a perfect picture of Victoria being born. And friends, to cut a long story short, this is exactly what happened. Victoria, against all odds, was born healthy. She had got an upper score of 9.5 out of 10. And today, she's a bubbly little girl, full of energy. We can't just stop her from running. And she's hale and hearty by the grace of God. So, here, the law of attraction to positive thinking, to images that says that what is it that you want and what is exactly that you crave for, and put it along with your faith, and you will see that it will manifest. Therefore, I tell you, whatsoever you ask in prayer, believe that you have received it already and it will be yours. So, friends, what am I trying to say is that the law of attraction helps us to cultivate an optimistic outlook on life, though it may not be an immediate solution to all of life's problems. So, if things haven't worked out for you this far, why don't you try something different? Why don't you basically be in a state of enthusiasm, looking forward, hoping? Because faith is the substance of things hoped for. The current position is there is no evidence of it, yet hope brings everything to life, followed by your faith in yourself and in the divine. It can produce positive changes in a person's life. So, the next question is, how do you produce or how do you practice the law of attraction? The first thing that you need to know in order to get this law, and the fact is that this is a universal law, so it's always going to show up if all the conditions are met. So the first thing is, be grateful for what you have. What are you thankful for in the present? Instead of thinking about those things that you don't currently have, why don't you count your blessings? Name them one by one and be grateful for the things you have. By being grateful and positive, friends, you can focus on your dreams rather than your frustrations. So, to practice the law of attraction, be grateful for what you have. Number two, look for positives in any situations. Now, to look for positives, it's just not looking through your eyes. You need to search, you need to observe. Search for positives in any situation. For example, if you fail to achieve something, it's possible. If you fail to achieve something, take that failure as a stepping stone. Get some lessons out of it to learn something from it. And therefore, it cannot be a failure anymore because you have won some positive about it, and make your desires stronger to achieve that something. Be grateful. Look for positives in a situation. Number three, or C, learn to identify negative thoughts. Now, you need to know what are those thoughts, from where are they coming, and why are they coming, and what are the sources of those thoughts. Learn to identify those negative thoughts, and the moment you identify it, you need to do something additional. You need to distract yourself and take that thought away from manifesting and taking a big portion of its place in your mind. Shift your focus from negative thoughts to positive thoughts. So you either call a friend or do something, change that state of mind, change that state of emotions. Because after all, emotions are nothing but energy in motion. So learn to identify negative thoughts. D, visualize your goal. Have a picture of what exactly you want. Now, let's say, for example, you need a bicycle. Okay. Now, when you need a bicycle, would you be so specific? What kind of bicycle? With gears, without gears? A simple bicycle or a mountain bike? A colored bicycle? And what colors could that be? Now, there is power in visualization. Trust me. Now, visualization not only brings certain things into the picture, it just says that you don't have a vague goal. You don't have something that is not very clear. Be specific about what you want to achieve. Ask yourself these questions. Where do I want to be? What do I want to have? Very important. It's important to ask questions at all times. Am I on the right track to achieve my goal? Is it what I am asking for? Am I able to handle it? Is this something that I really want? Because the word of God says, okay, whatsoever you desire, it is his love that wants to give it to you. But do you know that there are certain things that you desire that could be counterproductive as well? So be very, very sure about what exactly do you want to be and do. And the fifth one is exercise faith. Exercise faith. Learn to believe in the divine. Now, there are certain people who say, okay, Owen, I don't believe in God, I'm an atheist. Fair enough, I respect that. Okay, there are certain people who talk about science more than God. I respect that. Now, whatever you call, okay, let's say that it's the universal energy, okay, the divine, the all, the all, the creator of everything, whatever you call that. I have basically learned over a period of time through my mentors to redefine God in certain places where it's not very easy to speak about the divine. Okay, so if at all you feel that the word God is a little bit challenging to you, okay, you can basically rephrase it. It's the grand overall designer. Now, if this is not sufficient, you can also call it the generator, the operator, and the destroyer. As I said before, the law of attraction helps you to cultivate optimistic outlooks. And let me tell you, the universal energy, or for that matter, God, which drives the whole universe, is never against you. Why would a good, perfect, and abundant God be against you? It's always for you, just as He is for you in many things. So exercise faith. Now, coming to the point, what are the two books that I'm going to share out here? Okay, and of course you can share your two books with me as well. The first book that I would like to share, and I'm showing it to you right in front of me, this I picked it up from one of the cupboards of my sister in Toronto. It was lying there. I just picked it up and I was so fascinated by this book that I read it over and over and over again. Absolutely, I have marked a lot of things out here. the positive the positive way to change your life, from Norman Vincent Peale. Now, what I like about this book is that it offers you affirmations that you can repeat to yourself to boost your morale and faith in yourself and faith in the Almighty. Now, here, let me tell you this. I don't think that this is a type of book that when you read in one sitting will give you all the information. I think it works well if you try to read one chapter at a time, digest that chapter, chew that chapter, think about it, reflect, contemplate, till the message comes very clear without any haziness. And this could take maybe a period of days. It could be take a few months, but don't give up, because there is a huge truth. And of course, gold nuggets are not found on the street surface. You don't find diamonds on the street. You've got to dig down deep. And that's the reason why I say go within yourself to find a win outside. Now, although Christianity and God are a big theme, the book is mostly dealing with the psychological aspects of thinking and how to train the subconscious mind to think positively. Now, the second book that I was talking about is this book called The Secret by Rhonda Bryan. Now, what is good about this book is that it beautifully unfolds bit by bit the science and the thought process behind the law of attraction. And they call it, this is the secret. The law of attraction itself is the secret. Now, what I like about this book is that it has it has shown us the process how the law of attraction manifests itself. So when you're talking about process, there are certain things that you need to know, need to be right for that thing to manifest itself. As I said, it's a law. So here they're talking about that the secret, the law of attraction works in any aspect of your life, whether it is monetary aspects or finance, it works. Whether you are in a relationship challenge, it works. Whether you want good health, it works. Whether, it talks about the secret to the world, the secret to you. And finally, it talks about the secret to life itself. So these are the two books that I wanted to share. And please, I urge you, whatever your faith, I can't urge you enough to buy these two books. Read it, digest it, take a few notes, share it with others, and of course, you can always contact me. So, in summarizing, how to practice the law of attraction. Number one, be grateful for what you have. Number two, look for positives in any situation. Number three, know which thoughts are negative, which thoughts are positive, identify them, and then take your thoughts or distract yourself away from negative thinking. Number four, and very powerful, visualize your goal as clearly as possible. Clarity of what you want to achieve itself is a great start. And finally, friends, exercise faith. So thanks for watching. Remember, the win is always within you. I'm here to help you be victorious. I believe in you, and together we can. So if you like this episode, please share it with others and please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Owen Fernandez, where you will find this video as well as many other videos. Again, thanks for watching. Take care and see you soon on yet another episode of Tea Talks with Owen. Bye for now.